Hey, what's up? This is Marquise, coming from MarquiseJennings.com. Sitting here in the house right now, dolo, on a 24-hour water fast. See, I got my water. And, yeah, I'm on a 24-hour water fast. I just came from the barber shop. See, I got my fresh cut. Y'all can see me, you know. Got the dogs running around, Pepper and Toto running around, doing what they do, making sure that they don't get into nothing they don't supposed to get into. But I want to talk about, today what I want to talk about is why I wish I never went to college. See, I know a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, people that want to be entrepreneurs, wish they never went that route of going to college. I know I did. I know I do. I wish I never went that route. But back when I graduated when I was 18, I failed a year in high school. I was about to turn 19 that year. I was 18 when I graduated. And I failed the ninth grade. I eventually picked myself back up and got myself through school. I left all the shit that I was doing that was, holding me back from exceeding in school. So I left all that shit alone. Got to my 12th grade year. It's time for me to graduate. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So me and my mom was having a conversation in the kitchen, and she was just basically asking me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? Do you want to go to work? Do you want to go to school? What do you want to do? And I was like, man, I don't know. Everybody that I knew in school, they were going, not everybody I knew, but a lot of people that I knew, they were going to college right afterwards. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm thinking about going to work. But a year before that, I had read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I didn't want that to be my end all be all of life. Having a job, working for somebody else for the rest of my life. I had that mentality way back then. Like, I'm 29 now. Back when I was 16, 17, that's when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I got introduced to the concept of being an entrepreneur. So after reading that book, I just knew that there was more for me out of life. And at that time right there, I was a rapper. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a rapper. I wanted to become a big time superstar in the rap industry. But I didn't have any connects within the music industry. I really didn't know how to get myself out there. All I knew was how to write my music. I was good. I was getting good. A lot of people around me was feeling my work. So I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a rapper. I wanted to become a professional rap artist, professional hip hop artist. So by me and my mom having that conversation, she was like, why don't you go online and look up ECPI or ITT Tech, get into one of those type of colleges, just do something. I gave it a thought, and I was like, I think I just might do that. So I just went online and I put in the application for ECPI. They called me back within 10 minutes. I remember that day like it was yesterday. They called me back within 10 minutes. And, they wanted to get me in for an interview or whatever. And I went in. I did the interview. I did the little assessment test. Passed it. Before you know it, I was enrolled in college. I got set up with financial aid. And I was in college. I was enrolled in school. This was before I graduated. So by August of 2009, No, my fault. August of 2006, I was to begin school in ECPI, and the major that I chose was IT network security. I didn't know nothing about that shit. For real. Nothing about network security. The only thing I knew about computers was how to put my music on the shit. You know what I'm saying? How to open up the internet. I didn't really know nothing about the internet. I mean, about computers. Never knew nothing about computers. Never knew nothing about, securing computers or nothing like that. It was just something, the lady asked me, the recruiter, she asked me, what is it that you want? What is it that you're interested in? You know what I mean? I told her that I want to be a rapper, and she just pulled out a chart of how much the majors that they offer have the potential of making within their career. And the highest one I saw was network security. And she said, these guys right here, the people that get into this field has the potential of making up to $100,000 a year. I heard $100,000 a year, and I said, sign me up. I said, sign me up for that. Yeah, so that's how I got into network security. I went, I got into the program. Man, I believe within the first year, I was, oh God, looking back on it, I barely passed. I barely passed because I didn't have the passion for it. I didn't have the passion for learning what I was being taught. Other guys was, coming up in there, they started where I started at. They was exceeding, you know what I'm saying? And then, come to find out that they knew about this type of information before they signed up for this. I knew nothing about it. I just signed up for it because I knew I needed to do something. I knew I needed to do something with my life. And the money, the potential of making up to $100,000 a year. So I went on ahead and went through with it. So yeah, and all while I was in school, I was still doing my music. I was still, doing shows. But I was performing miserably in school. It was like I had this one thing that I was doing that I was loving. I was thriving. I was thriving doing my music, but I was going to school for this thing that I dreaded going to school for this, because I didn't love it. I didn't like it. And I knew the teachers was looking at me, my instructors was looking at me like, man, this guy right here, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it doing this. Nobody really pulled me to the side. Not like it was their job too, or they had a responsibility to do that for me. But I just knew for myself that this is not something that I really want to do. So, yeah, to be honest, I got my degree. I got my degree within IT security, but I ended up doing nothing with it because I didn't have the passion to do nothing with it. But looking back on my life, what I wish I would have done? I wish I would have focused more on my music, went hard at that. I wish I would have just went on here, got a job, and used that job to finance my music career. And I wish I would have learned internet marketing. I wish I would have learned how to get back in 2006 through 2007, all the way to 2010. That's when the internet started to pop. MySpace. You had Twitter coming out, Facebook. Google was popping. YouTube. Man, I created a YouTube account when YouTube first started. I wish I would have kept, up with my videos on YouTube. Because then, I probably would have been a YouTube millionaire by now. Because I had my little thing going on YouTube. I was going to all the local shows. I was recording. I bought a $500 camcorder. And I was going to all the shows. I was recording the local acts, going to different cities and different states, recording the local acts, and I was putting it all up on YouTube. I called my YouTube channel Tommy Tech TV. And I was just pretty much putting my stuff out there and putting stuff of other people out there. And I was starting to get a little traction from it because people were looking themselves up online, and then I was getting a lot of views from the videos that I was putting out. Now I could have monetized that if I would have knew something about that back then. If I would have had that business mind back then to do that. But I was just doing all this for fun. So that's why I wish I never went to college, because I probably would have I probably would have figured that stuff out if I wouldn't have had my mind set on, all right, well, I need to get my grades up in school so I can get this job. Really, I didn't want a job. I wanted my own business, but I didn't know how to do that. So what I did was I got myself into debt. $40,000 in debt right now. All because I didn't know what I want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And my advice to people, graduation coming up, people getting ready to graduate, man, do not go to college unless you know exactly what you want to do. Like, there's a lot of majors out here. A lot of careers out here that people want to get into that will require them to go to school. You got to have some, this type of training to get into this type of field, like being a doctor, being a dentist, being a physical therapist. You got to go to college for that type of stuff. So, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to do something like that, then by all means, go get that education, because obviously that's something that's probably going to pay off for you if you stick with it. If you stick with it, go hard with it, anything you do in life, if you stick with it and go hard with it, and focus on it completely, give it all your focus, you're going to succeed at it. You're going to succeed. You just got to put that time in. You got to put that effort in. But if you going to college, you really don't even know what you want to do. A lot of people going to college for psychology. What the hell are you going to do with that psychology degree? What do you want to do with that psychology degree? Like, tell me that. A lot of people going to school, like, I'm one of them. So I'm talking to you, and I'm for real, and I'm venting on myself, because this is something right here that I wish I wouldn't have done, because now I gotta work hard to get myself out of this debt that I created for myself, all over something that I wasn't passionate about. Like network security, that's a great field. That's a great career. A great career to get into. But it wasn't something that I wanted to do. Really. I learned a lot. I know a lot about computers now. That's what it taught me. It taught me a lot about computers now. But is it something that I want to make a career of? Something that I wake up every morning thinking about doing? Nah. I don't wake up every morning thinking about, I got a passion for getting out of bed to going to secure somebody's, network. I don't have a passion for that. But what I do have a passion for, creating my own business, helping people in getting in shape, fasting, blogging. Like I just created this YouTube channel. I'm starting to get back into this YouTubing. It's my first time ever being in front of the camera like this, and I'm eventually over time I would get better at it. But I'm just gonna record these videos, put it out to the world, and see where it goes. See where it goes, see how far I go with this. You know, blogging. If you get on my blog, MarquiseJennings.com, I got a lot of good content on there that I'm talking about. Like, you know, I just moved here from Phoenix, I just moved to Phoenix, Arizona from Richmond, Virginia. I drove across the country, you know, to be here. Me and my wife. And now we're here, and we're trying to thrive. So, yeah, like I said, man, don't go to college unless you know for a fact what you want to do with your life. You know, you need to do some soul searching. You know, all y'all teenage, 18-year-olds just graduating, man, do some soul searching on what you want out of life. And think big, man. Think big. Don't let nobody tell you that your dreams are too big. You need to be more realistic. No, think big. For real, because that's what's gonna get you into the type of life that you want. You know? I wish I was thinking that big back when I was 18. You know? 29 now, and I'm just now putting the pieces together in my life. So if you can do it a lot sooner, that's great. That's golden right there. You know, I love seeing 18, 19, 20-year-old women and men get into the type of life that they want to live early. You know, that makes me happy right there. For real. That makes me happy for them. That makes me happy for you. Because that goes to show that, you know, you got some kids out here that's taking control of their life real young. You know? So I'm gonna wrap this video up right now, and I'll probably get back in and record another one. So stay up, man. Think about what you really want to do with your life. All right? Peace. Marquise Jennings, coming from MarquiseJennings.com. Get on that blog, check me out. Thank you. And subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think about this video, the things that I've talked about. Just let me know what's happening. Subscribe. Just hit me up, man. Get on my blog, MarquiseJennings.com, and subscribe. All right? Peace.